Hello everybody and welcome to the 91st episode of the Le Mans Odyssey. Today is just going to be a very brief update on how the league has gone, and more importantly the Champions League. We've played the first 3 group games and we've 3 more to go in quick succession. But let's look at the league table. After 10 games we are on top by virtue of our superior goal difference, which is something you don't really hear from me compared to Marseille. But there you have it. We've scored 2 goals less than them, but conceded 8 compared to 12. Monaco and Montpellier are still within touching distance, but bear in mind the Monegasques have played a game in hand, or game extra, so we have that opportunity to go further ahead. But you can definitely think with those 3 draws compared to 2 losses for Marseille, we are frustrated about how we haven't built up a gap. But in terms of our European business, it's very positive thus far, with 7 points out of a possible 9, taking the lead of the group at the expense of Liverpool. Shakhtar Donetsk down there in 3rd position, still within a shout. And Anzhi Machkala have conceded 15 goals in just 3 games. Like, how on earth has that happened? That is ridiculous. But you can see there, 7-0 against Liverpool, 5-2 against me, and then they lost 3-1 to Shakhtar. So let's look at our results in greater detail now. The last time we spoke was probably about here against Bastia, the 2-2 draw I mentioned, and again it was a 2-2 draw to Shakhtar, but this one was much harder earned as we were 2-0 down at half time, and thanks to Omar Gomez and Shebe Shivers we got ourselves back into the running there and got ourselves a draw. Guingamp, another poor draw. We took the lead, I think, thanks to Boris Germain, and then conceded their 1 shot on target, courtesy of Amar Bouchmaha. So again, I don't know what we're doing. And then a poor 0-0 draw at home to Montpellier. Again, we dominated, but we struggled to put the ball in the back of the net. So it looked like our season was starting to fall apart. But thankfully, we got a 2-0 win against Sochaux away from home, and then this massive 5-2 win against Anzhi. But it was anything but easy, as even though we took the lead, they got 2 goals before half time, and that needed a massive team talk from me, and it paid off, as Shivers, Orban and then Bernard Mohamed all scored, and Joubert again getting another goal. So Bernard Mohamed scoring his very first goal for the club, as he's struggling for form, but that was a big confidence booster, and it paid off the next game as we beat Evian 4-1. It was Shivers twice, Orban and Michaud, before a 2-0 win home to Lille, or away to Lille, thanks to Renard and Michaud, our weakened team. Then with our strongest outfit we destroyed Liverpool, and Shebe Shivers took the match ball home, and unfortunately we suffered a casualty by Benoit Joubert, the one position I fear we cannot be weakened in, as I haven't really felt with the need to buy any left midfielders, and the torn hamstring for Joubert means he's out for 2 to 3 months. So we're down to Ngorje, Michaud, and then a player decided to graduate up, Chevalier, Elias Chevalier. He's only 17. He has decent base stats, but you know, we rarely ever seem to grow our own left midfielders. But obviously, since I released Theory and Correa Martinho for the money, I just thought we may as well try raising the youth players rather than spending the big money on our own players. So hopefully this young lad will make a good debut in the cup. That'll be my team, by the way. But let's talk about some of the form guides. Yeah, let's take a look at that. It's been very impressive, to say the least. Selection info. Goals, obviously Shebe Shivers has dominated with a sensational 13 goals in just 10 appearances. That really is something to admire, and he is among the top scorers in the league. Jovanovic has 3, same with Michaud, Joubert, Orban, Gomez, Diawara twice, and then everyone else, including Lecomte, Maguire, Renard, Germain, Mohamed and Ngorje, have 1. Bernard Mohamed, he hasn't quite fit in to life here yet. He doesn't speak the language yet, and unfortunately he doesn't seem to be a great target man despite his wonderful attributes. Big 6'8" tall, 100 kilos, and all that sort of stuff. But he just hasn't fit in with the style of our play yet. So hopefully he'll get a league goal very soon, or even a cup goal, that would be great. But the Champions League goal he took, his weaker left foot, was a superb finish and it guaranteed the win. Injuries as well to Zhang Suasi, he's just pulled out for 2 weeks. Willy Roku yet to get to play. He's suspended for this game because of his red card in the reserves game. And Ludwig Robert and Marko Jovicic are fighting back from injury. But I suppose the main question you'd like to find out is what's the story with your €42 million departure? And it's not good. He's played very poorly in the majority of his games, and he hasn't quite settled into life in England yet. It's kind of the same story. He played well against Leicester there. I think it's capped a one cup game. Fair play to him for that. But against the likes of Derby, Nottingham Forest and Manchester United and Wolves and Everton, just not good enough from Jordan. And even though I have very little reason to care, since he got us all that nice healthy cash, it's still, I want to see my greatest ever graduate prove himself on the stage, on the English stage I should say. But Arsenal are not doing well in the league. Where are they? They're 13th in the league, and they actually lost their cup game. That is shocking. So I don't know what's wrong with Dan Petrescu and Arsenal, but it's definitely a downward spiral for the Gunners. But we'll continue with our Champions League. No need to live com. A trip to Anfield would be interesting, but I think we'll just get through these group games and carry on with the league form. That'll be great, and we'll have big games against Marseille and PSG in consecutive days, which is or consecutive weeks, which is very important. But at least we can build up our points and not have to deal with so much pressure. But yeah, we'll look at the Champions League actual top scorers. That'll be interesting. Can we see them? Yes, Shriver's up there with the likes of Van den Berg, who Manchester City bought from Arsenal, who allowed me to have Martin sold. That's the man responsible for Martin joining Arsenal. And then an Inter Milan striker there on 6, and the wonderful French striker Saidine Mesjayed, who's also got 5 goals. So that just goes to show how well Shivers is doing. But apart from that, I'd just like to say, Je suis Charlie. It's been a dreadful last few days for the people of France due to the tragic killings of the Charlie Hebdo cartoonists and the police officers, and of course those hostages that were taken by the deranged people. I would just wish the very best for the people of France of all races and religions. It's been shocking to watch, and obviously there are other events around the world that make life difficult for people, but I can only wish the very best for everybody who's lost their loved one. But apart from that, it's time to go, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.